I've always liked ability games. I've really liked MOBAs before. A lot of my experience was in either Battle Royale or MOBA. So then there was kind of that FPS and MOBA merger.
There was a mesh between Counter-Strike and League of Legends. So to me, that was perfect because I coached League of Legends, I did data analysis.
Then just trying to learn abilities and trying to combo things. And that's probably that got me hooked, just utility combos basically.
Gue emang sukanya yang kayak Valorant gini nembak aja, jadi kayak itu bikin gue tertarik terus sih main game kayak gini. Dan tambah lagi dulu CS kan gak ada skill ya.
Like the first time when I see the trailer of it, right, I saw Sova drone. It's like when I play CS, right, we didn't have that one. It's like hack map for me, bro. It's a hack inside the game. It looks amazing, so I just play.
Yang gue tahu cuma Jet sama Raze. Gue lihat dari streamer yang ulti Raze, Showstopper. Makanya gue pengen main Valo waktu itu, gue ingat, ya.
Nilai plus lah. Buat dulu umur-umur 19-20 zaman bocil kan ngeliat yang game-game kayak gini menarik gitu.
The most exciting part about Valorant is like the amount of agents, and they always try to add new agents, like new stuff, always try to change the meta. So like, the game don't become boring.
Cool, let's go.
Bisa dibilang apa ya, karirnya mungkin lebih terang di Valorant ya.
I think I even tweeted something like, I will go pro in Valorant, or something like that on Twitter.
Tujuan utama gue dulu waktu itu tuh pengen fokus kuliah aja. Gue ngambil software engineering di Cina kan. Terus ortu gue juga udah nekanin ke gue kayak udah fokus kuliah aja gitu.
So around the time when Valorant first came out, I just finished my degree in economics, and I kind of always just wanted to go into esport. I was really interested in esport after sustaining a back injury that meant I couldn't go into professional sport, which was a big part of my life before that. So then I kind of transitioned into more of esport, playing a lot of games and wanting to compete.
Gue ingat banget, gue udah mau berangkat kuliah di Melbourne, tapi gue tunda setahun. Gue minta nyokap gue kayak waktu dulu setahun buat gue nyobain di game baru ini, yaitu Valorant.
Terus tapi ikut beberapa turnamen, bisa tuh akhirnya gue join satu organisasi dulu kayak namanya Morph. Nah di saat itu gue kayak wah pertama kali nih dapat gaji dari tim proper gitu, dari organisasi. Terus gue nyobain main. Kayak gue gak pernah nyangka ya bakal jadi pro player kan. Tapi dari titik itu, akhirnya gue bilang, wah mungkin gue bisa nih ke level yang lebih tinggi. Jadinya gue lanjut main terus sampai sekarang.
Terkena timing dan kita lihat Gus coba untuk
I mean, that looked like it was going to be such a straightforward loss there.
Ya terbukti sih sekarang, kayak di dalam 1 tahun itu gue bisa masuk ke pro, udah bisa juara Asia, Southeast Asia sih lebih tepatnya. Jadi mungkinnya dikasih lampu hijau buat terusin di karir ini gara-gara ada Valorant sih. Mungkin sekarang jadi kayak bisa kecapai mimpi dari kecil.
Yeah, Valorant really changed everything, and then the partnership era came along, got picked up by RRQ, and from there it's just been absolutely crazy journey. I was always watching the esports documentaries. I've always wanted to be in sports or esport. I wanted to compete. I'm extremely competitive, so I just wanted to be in a situation, in an environment where I feel like I could compete and I could help people win, and I could win, because that's really like one of the only things I care about. So Valorant gave me that opportunity to pursue that. So just since then it's been amazing, yeah.
When I first started, I just grinded Ranked, and then I got invited to my first team. It was Crash Gaming. It's Japanese challenger teams in Kyoto.
If we talk about my journey, then of course we need to start with from Vietnamese team. We dominate the whole Vietnamese scene, but it's not enough. I feel like it's not enough. Winning in the country is nothing. I want to go further.
Ya, gaji pertama gue di tim e-sport, dan menurut gue kayak wow, kayak bisa dijadiin income gitu kan.
Gak lama setelah gamenya rilis, gue sama temen-temen gue diambil sama tim Alter Ego.
Gue waktu itu join Nonic pertama kali, tim pertama gue. Terus waktu itu ada turnamen ESL kalau nggak salah. Terus kebetulan ada David lagi di Bali. Terus kita ketemuan di warnet. kita tanding, maksudnya kayak kita tanding beda ini, cuma ujung-ujungnya kita ketemu, jadi kita sebelah-sebelahan tandingnya. Main kalau nggak salah deh, gue lupa. Tapi ya itu, momen yang kayak bukan seru sih, cuma lucu aja.
Kita yang benar-benar dominasi Southeast Asia, gak ada yang bisa ngalahin lah. Berkali-kali juara 1 di Southeast Asia, nggak cuma di Indo aja.
And after that, we decided that I'm gonna leave, and then Christo, the now global esports, he invited me to join Bluebees, and like we started grinding, and I think we played decently again. We got into playoffs, if I remember.
After the Vietnamese team, I tried to go overseas and I started winning Bacalasi, but the result was not really good. So the team didn't last long.
Terus habis dari Morph gue itu langsung pindah ke AE. Jadi gue di AE ini lama. Jadi gue udah nyobain main sama berbagai personality, berbagai orang, berbagai cara main yang beda, coach-coach yang beda juga, dan itu bisa ngebentuk mindset gue tentang game lah. Jadi kayak pemikiran gue tentang game lebih kebuka gitu.
Pindah ke Boom kalau nggak salah 2001 akhir sampai 2022 akhir. Setahun gue di Boom, hampir selalu juara di Indo sih. Kita selalu ganti-gantian sama tim Onyx ngerebutin juara 1 Indo, tapi kita berdua selalu yang mewakilin Indo di Southeast Asia.
Gue di Onyx dari 2020 sampai 2022. Turnamen terakhir gue waktu itu LCQ. Gue lawan Bumi Sports. Gue kalah 3-1 buat kualifikasi ke Champions.
Nah di situ kayaknya puncak karir gue waktu itu, karena gue berhasil lolos ke Champion lewat LCQ itu, dan itu ngelawan Onyx juga di finalnya, sampai ya akhirnya bisa masuk lah ke event internasional langsung official dari Riot. Itu pertama kali sih 2022.
Setelah kalah itu tim kita bubar karena partnership franchising. Pas franchising diumumin itu RRQ ngumumin bahwa gue ditiral sama RRQ. Cuma waktu itu ditolak. Gue kebetulan gak dapat spotnya. Terus gue join GE waktu itu Oktober 2022. Terus kebetulan gue mainnya bagus di sana. Gue dilirik sama Paperex buat join tim mereka. Turns out waktu itu kayaknya kayak gue nggak perform terlalu bagus sih.
Setelah di AE gue ngerasa dulu kayak lama kan perjuangannya gue di AE, kayak nggak pernah dapet kesempatan nih gue ke tier 1, dan akhirnya ya main terus aja sih. Gue kayak ya ini bisa lah, kayak main dulu. Tujuannya sampai menangin Ascension buat ke franchise kan, sampai akhirnya bisa masuk RRQ. Ya sekarang gue di sini gitu.
Kayaknya Oktober atau kapan gitu di kontak lah sama KOAP buat ikutin trial di tim RRQ buat di franchise. Terus ya selama trial kayaknya mainnya ya bagus, perform, jadinya bisa kepilih buat main di tim intinya divisi Valorant tim RRQ. Ya sampai sekarang sih udah di tim RRQ. Sekarang berarti udah 2,5 tahun lah, hampir 3 tahun lah ini.
Kayak waktu gue juga nggak terlalu banyak di sana. Terus RRQ kontak gue buat join tim RRQ dan gue iyain. Dan sampai sekarang gue masih di RRQ.
And then the Scars, they bought us out, so like, the whole Bluebees also, we got into Scars. And that's how it's like all started. First split we got, I think it was top 3 if I remember. And the next split we won it and we qualified to Ascension. And then we got the second place, unfortunately. And then Alec invited me to try out in the team.
And then I moved to Bleed. Like all the players like were famous at the time. So yeah, we had some successful events like online tournament, Ascension, and then we made it to franchise, but some unlucky things happened. And yeah, now I'm in RQ and I just won the Pacific Stage 1. Biggest one for me is like I came from Vietnam. There's not many chance for me to go to the franchise, the Pacific League. So every chance I have, I need to make sure I try my best and I prove myself. And we don't have any Vietnamese team in the Pacific League. So if any Vietnamese player want to play in the tier 1, it's a long way. It's a long way, I must say.
In my professional career as a coach and player, I had to convince my parents as well to be able to show them that this is a real job and you can actually make money following your passion.
Bokap gue tuh ngasih gue kesempatan sampai umur gue 18 tahun waktu itu gue inget. Pertama kali dia ngizinin gue buat masuk e-sport. Dia ngasih gue umur sampai 18 tahun. Terus lu harus kelarin sekolah lu. Dan pas udah mau mulai umurnya lu harus mikirin lu mau kemana ke depannya. Gue dikasih tahu itu sih.
Gue harus pilih antara SEA Games atau kuliah. Terus waktu itu gue perbincangan lama sama orang tua gue. Akhirnya gue tetap milih ya udah kuliahnya sabar dulu. Karena di saat itu COVID udah kelar, gue udah harus terbang ke Cina. Dan waktu itu selama perjalanan karir gue kan gue tuh tetap nyimbangin dua-duanya kan, kayak karir sama perkuliahan. Tapi pas udah mulai SEA Games itu dan seterusnya sampai Red Bull Campus Clutch sampai 2024, gue udah kayak ya udah gue coba kejar follow gitu. Maksudnya opportunity-nya ada di depan mata kan, buat ngebelain nama bendera negara juga gitu.
The more we play, they kind of understand once we moved to Korea, and then my parents were like, oh, okay, this is, I guess, kind of a real thing. I was supposed to only go for like a couple of months at first to go to Indonesia, and I was supposed to go back South Africa. And those couple of months ended up into like 4 years. Like busy with 4th year now. So it's been pretty crazy, and kind of that's probably the biggest thing I had to kind of show them, that there's a career here. Outside of biggest challenge beating Genji.
Kalau buat orang-orang yang meaningful di Valorant sih, gue harus bilang semuanya sih ya. Soalnya kayak termasuk David, Cahaya, ada juga anak-anak boom kayak
Shiro, terus ketemu NC Slasher, benar-benar kayak temen yang nemenin gue dari bawah sampai sekarang.
NC Slasher dan dulu juga orang-orang SEA Games gitu kan. Gue bisa jalanin SEA Games juga bareng anak-anak yang waktu itu kan juga banyak yang gue baru ketemu, kayak orang-orang kayak Sayo, NC Slasher lu yang masih sampai sekarang deket gitu. Terus juga yang dulu ex-teammate gue yang Red Bull Campus Clutch kayak Revorsi, Cut, Goten juga masih kayak deket semua lah. Jadi menurut gue semua momen-momen itu bisa disyukuri lah.
Gue pertama kali main sama kayak Dustin lah, Blaze King contohnya, kayak Kong juga sih, ya ketemu Kong, Crazy Guy, sama ketemu Kevin, Excurate. Itu bener-bener kayak gila nih orang, dulu gue liat di stream doang, sekarang gue bisa ketemu di real life.
I have made a lot of friends from Valorant. My time in Bleed, because it was my longest time together with one team. It was very fun, I must say. All the team, the coach, the players, so close to each other. We live together, eat together, play together, win together, and lose together also. So, until now, even we don't play together anymore, but we still have good connection. We still stay up to date to each other.
And I ended up meeting my girlfriend actually while playing Valorant as well. Ended up she was living pretty nearby to where I was as well in Jakarta. So I don't know, if it wasn't for Valorant, we would have probably never met. So kind of really grateful for that one.
Pas waktu meet and greet ya, ada yang nyamperin perempuan satu, tiba-tiba bawa teh botol, karena nickname gue dulu teh botol, bawain teh botol, tapi teh botolnya muka gue gitu. Kayak gue kaget, karena itu kayak beneran bukan ditempel gitu, jadi kayak beneran kayak kelihatan lapisan teh botol. Jadi kayak gue kaget, kayak niat banget gitu buat ngasih ke gue doang gitu, karena kan nggak expect lah bakal ada orang yang bisa ngasih.
Yeah, so for me with Valorant, I was able to meet a lot of friends through competing. I was in Tier 2 for Americas for a while, and just playing in a lot of the weekly and monthly tournaments. And for a lot of the LANs, I went to a lot of the more local LANs in Chicago and Toronto, and I ended up making a lot of friends and a lot of connections over there. Which is partly why I was so excited to qualify for Toronto, to see a lot of my friends and family.
So yeah, I think it's just, there's been so many good connections with so many friends that I've made just playing Valorant. Most random times you don't expect it, and just meet someone and you end up coming like really good friends.
Buat komunitas Valorant, harapan gue ke depannya bisa saling kayak jangan toxic satu sama lain lah, kayak saling mendukung gitu loh, kayak sama-sama player kalau ketemu di rank, kalau ketemu di lobby, ya jangan jangan toxic satu sama lain lah. Apalagi lu dukung, ada orang A dukung tim ini, orang B dukung tim ini, terus saling ribut, nggak salah begitu. Kayak ya udah, kita have fun nonton bareng-bareng. Kalau tim yang lu dukung menang, syukur. Kalau tim lo yang dukung kalah, dukung lagi gitu. Terus khususnya mungkin buat yang Indo ya, dukung terus Indo, tim apapun itu, kayak mau itu boom, mau itu RRQ di franchise sekarang, tetap dukung lah, kita sama-sama Indo gitu. Jangan sampai fans sama Indo saling clash lah gitu, biar komunitas Valorant Indo makin gede aja sih gitu.
Semoga setelah kemarin RRQ juara State 1, komunitas Valorant Indonesia itu makin rame. Karena tanpa kalian mungkin nggak ada kita di sini hari ini.
I hope Valorant will get more fans in the future, more players, and competition will get stronger. And obviously, I want to say thank you for all the RRQ fans that supported us throughout all the years that we played, and I think keep supporting us in Toronto.